Good afternoon, CNN here. It's currently 3:30 p.m. and we have a special guest today, which is from the National Finance Department of England. Hi, Anatole.
Hi Charles, let's talk about the latest news. The financial situation in England is at its worst. Inflation rates as high as 10%, partly due to Brexit and the war in Ukraine.
Wait, before going any further, can you explain me what is inflation, its causes, consequences? How do you measure it? And what is the situation in England?
Yes, so let's start with the basics. Basic definition of inflation. Inflation is the broad measure for the increase of prices over time. And of course, this doesn't happen on its own, as there are multiple causes to inflation.
I heard it was something like the fluctuation of demand and offer, isn't it?
Yes, inflation is caused by the increase of the demand or the decrease of the offer. Let me explain that in more detail by giving you some examples. So here behind me, there's a whiteboard where I'm going to explain what the demand that increases and the offer that decreases. So for the first example, when more money is put in an economy, so here is a market, that leads citizens to make more loans, and when they make more loans, they can buy more stuff. So they will buy, for example, a new bike. That means there will be a shortage of bikes, and bikes will cost more. That's a decrease of the offer, an increase of the demand, and prices will increase, therefore leading to inflation. For this second example, here, when the prices for primary materials such as wood, metal, or gas increase due to pandemics such as COVID-19 and wars, such as the war in Ukraine, a car manufacturer will have to pay more to buy metal. Therefore, he will either make less cars or cars that are more expensive. That we have a decrease of the offer and an increase of the prices. Here, my last thing is a graph. It's the law of demand and offer. Here we have the offer in black and the demand in black. Where these two graphs cross, it's called the equilibrium price, where the demand equals the offer, and that gives the price for something. For example, when we had the example of demand going up, here we have a demand going up. That means we have more demand, the demand increases. We can see here the intersection is higher up, so the prices will be higher. Same for decrease of the offer, so the graph goes left. We can see also the equilibrium price is higher, therefore we have inflation.
Alright, that was very interesting. Now we know what is inflation, etc. But what are its consequences?
Yes, I was getting there. Since inflation is the increased prices of goods over time, it leads to several consequences, but one is the most evident. The purchasing power gets reduced, people have to be more careful about what they buy, and the standard of living gets weaker. It was very interesting to see how a single war or political decision can affect the whole population. But we saw only one consequence, and we can see many more. Here are a few examples. Money loses its value. For example, the US dollar lost more than 50% of its value over the last 40 years. Same for the pound, it's losing value today. Inflation also makes investors, so the rich citizens, richer, and the poor poorer, because inflation stimulates an economy of a country. And on the other hand, national banks will try stabilizing the situation by inflating interest rates, thus reducing the circulation of money in the country.
What you say about rich getting richer and poor getting poorer was very interesting. It looks like the inflation simulates the country's economy.
Yes, and for a department like mine to follow UK's economy activity, we use CPI, the Consumer Price Index. For example, if a consumer pays £1 for a toothpaste in January and £2 for the same toothpaste in February, we can see the prices jumped. Therefore, that it was a period of high inflation.
Yeah, that makes sense. You predict inflation so that bank can now can um, increase the interest rate as quick as possible.
Yes, however, that is not the case all the time. Because see now, inflation rates are exceedingly high. However, banks cannot do anything because Ukraine's a major actor in European economy, and because of Brexit, that reduces the influence of UK's economy in Europe.
Oh, that explains the 10% of inflation and all the effects that go with it, such as the restraint of the purchasing power and the fall of the pound's value. Thanks you, Anatole, and the National Finance Department of England for this interesting explanation on inflation, which is one of the government's first priorities.
Yes, thank you, and for another time.